Hello there. Welcome back, faithful viewer. And this is the third episode, as you're hearing it now, of our Doctor Who themed edition of the quiz Mastermind. But as you've heard me say in the previous two episodes, we don't agree with the Master. He's the evil Time Lord, so we're calling it DoctorMind, because we're all about Doctor Who. I'm your host, Michael Michelson. It's just a riff on the more famous Mastermind host, as you all probably know, the legendary Magnus Magnusson. So, unfortunately, we have had a dropout for this episode, for episode 3, so there are only 2 contestants in this episode, but I'm sure they'll still be equally as competitive, and one of them will still have to go through to that Champion of Champions game that we've been talking up. If that's everything, I think there's no further ado. Contestant number 1, if you could just step up to the virtual black leather chair. Hello there, what's your name, contestant number 1?
My name's George, also known as Kylie Minogue's agent.
Yes, George, if you haven't heard our episodes of what was the Hit or Miss podcast, it's now the Spin the Wheel podcast. Go back and listen. Because, George is a bit of a hoot on those. We had a running joke that still won't die as yet. But so where are you from then, George? I'm guessing not Australia.
It is a shame. I am from Hertfordshire.
Interesting.
Next to Bilbo, but down the road.
Fair enough. That's not the specialist subject, though. We're doing Doctor Who here, but that's fine.
Oh, am I in the wrong chat?
Yeah, the Lord of the Rings
so much
chat.
Stuff about Ian Holm.
Sorry. And finally, what's your specialist subject going to be for this round?
The 10th Doctor.
Yeah, the David Tennant era, or the 10th Doctor. Absolutely. So,
cool.
Are you ready?
Let's go for it.
3, 2, 1. In which episode would you hear the line, "Life is short and you are hot"?
Oh, Blink.
Correct. Future Spider-Man Andrew Garfield guest starred in what Tennant story?
Daleks in Manhattan and Evolution of the Daleks.
Correct. What New Who historical featured the first appearance of a future Doctor and companion, though both in different roles?
Pfizer Pompeii.
Correct. In The Runaway Bride, who does Donna accuse the Doctor of being in league with in her kidnapping?
Nerys.
Correct. As seen in The Unicorn and the Wasp, in what year did the author Agatha Christie mysteriously disappear for 10 days?
Pass.
What was the name of the house owned by Sir Robert in Tooth and Claw?
Torchwood.
Correct. In Blink, how many times does Martha claim that she and the 10th Doctor have been to see the moon landing?
5?
4. On which planet does the episode The Doctor's Daughter take place?
Oh no, it's there. I know, it's the big fish planet.
Is that a pass?
Yes, pass.
Fair enough. Future Star Wars Rogue One actress Felicity Jones guest starred in which Tennant era story?
Unicorn and the Wasp.
Correct. Which story features a villain known as a lupine wavelength hemiveriform?
Is that Tooth and Claw?
It is, correct. In the Shakespeare Code, what did Lilith use to make Shakespeare write her words?
Magic.
Specifically a puppet I was looking for. Where exactly were the Rachnos babies stuck?
Centre of the Earth.
Correct, word for word. For how long did the Cybermen appear as ghosts before revealing their true form in the Series 2 finale?
In terms of the runtime or actual in-universe?
Actual in-universe time. Ignore that.
A year.
It's 2 months, unfortunately. So that's the end of your first round.
They got an EastEnders in 2 months.
Yeah, I know. Impressive, right?
Must have run out of cast.
I don't think they had a choice, to be fair. It was just where they were appearing, and they quickly wrote it into the script. So anyway, at the end of that round, George, you scored 8 points with 2 passes. Your 2 passes, question 5 was Agatha Christie mysteriously disappeared in the year 1926.
I was going to go like 1890.
Question 8, which I think you knew and it was on the tip of your tongue, the planet of the fish people from The Doctor's Daughter is the planet Messaline.
I was toyed between that and Malcasero, but then I was like, no, that's
from a different episode.
Utopia.
That's the one. Fair enough. Right, well, so that's fair enough. You've put up a score of 8 points in that round. So if you want to step back to the comment area, and contestant 2, if you would like to step up to the not actually here virtual leather chair.
Be careful, the chair's quite high.
I'm sat on a bed, so that'll have to do.
Fair enough. Contestant number 2, what's your name?
Hi, I'm Alex.
Alex, and where are you from, Alex?
England. So I'm willing to say that.
England and parts unknown, that's fair enough. And what is your specialist subject going to be for this round? Do you not remember?
Sorry. It's the 12th Doctor, I think.
It is the Peter Capaldi era. Don't be nervous. It's fine. It's just questions and answers.
It's just me. It's okay. I'm the hybrid.
I've just realised that was your best impression of Capaldi, and that was just bad.
Clara, am I a good man?
Don't be giving away answers. But yeah, you're among friends. Don't panic, Alex. Just answer as many as you can. You know, you heard George's round, so you know what to do. Again,
he's going to win. You know this.
Well, you only got 8 points. So
only.
But we have a second round anyway.
You're assuming my general knowledge is better than a specific thing.
Exactly.
God, mate, I don't know.
Well, if you're ready, I'll quickly give you the countdown and start the clock. So, are you ready?
Oh, okay, let's go.
Breathe. 3, 2, 1. Which bumbling duffel coat wearing humanoid met the Doctor on Mendarak Stellora in the year 5343, although he was swiftly decapitated?
Not all.
Correct. What was the surname of the headmaster of Coal Hill School who welcomed both Danny Pink and the 12th Doctor and even made a few appearances in the Doctor Who spin-off Class?
Quill?
Armitage. Which fruit do both the 10th and 12th Doctors say not to eat?
Pears.
Correct. What's the first name of unit scientist Osgood as discovered in the Zygon 2-parter?
Petronella.
Correct. What was the full name of the openly gay female companion that travelled with the 12th Doctor?
Bill Potts.
Correct. In which episode do we first see Peter Capaldi as the 12th Doctor?
The Day of the Doctor.
Correct. Thought that would have stumped you. How many Zygons would the Osgood box have unmasked?
I have no idea.
I'll take that as a pass. Complete this 12th Doctor episode title. The Girl Who...
Died.
Correct. The Return of Dr. Mysterio features a superhero named what?
The Ghost.
Correct. How long the River and the 12th Doctor spend on Beryllium, equaling one night on that planet?
Oh, shit, I know this one. 24 years?
Correct. Wow, impressive. Sai and Sabra are guest characters in which Capaldi story?
Who, sorry?
Sai and Sabra are guest characters in which Capaldi story?
Time Heist.
Correct. In which episode did Missy first appear?
No.
You want to have a guess?
That's a pass.
Pass, fair enough. Right, at the end of that round, you scored 9 points, Alex, which puts you in the lead by a point.
Well played.
You had 2 passes, which I'll go over with you now, just quickly. The Osgood box would have unmasked 20 million Zygons, apparently, and the first episode that Missy appeared was Deep Breath.
Oh, shit, yeah.
At the very end.
I was thinking Dark Water, but that's part of the series finale.
Yeah, it was a tricky question because she had all those cameos in Series 8. But anyway, again, you're still 1 point in the lead. So if you stay where you are, because we always go highest score starts the general knowledge round first, and then George can see what to catch up at. So stay where you are. We'll have a little brief chat, and then we'll get into the general knowledge questions. And again, you have an extra 30 seconds for that round. It's 2.5 minutes. So how are you? Are you feeling a bit less nervous now that round's out of the way?
Still shaking, but... it's all right.
There was some good answers in there. I couldn't think of...
I was impressed, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Got to be honest.
Go ahead.
The 24 years one was either 24 million or just 24. And I thought it was million. So I'm glad I didn't say million.
Just 24 years, but that was like one night in their time. But yeah. So as I've been asking kind of all the contestants, at least for the last couple of episodes, what got you started as being a fan of Doctor Who then? What was your first exposure to it?
It was... So my mum was watching, I don't know, I think she put it on randomly.
Okay.
It was Rose.
Oh,
back
right,
in
okay. Good
2005.
place to start, yeah, fair enough.
I was 3 at the time.
Wow.
But
Makes me
I've
feel
grown up with it, so...
awesome. And are you a fan of the classic era as well, or is it more the modern ones?
I haven't seen an episode of Classic Who.
That's not going to bode well for the general knowledge round.
I'm sorry.
How many
That's
night
fair
one
enough.
have you seen today?
Well, I'll not put you on the spot any further. I'll get on with the general knowledge round.
Oh, God.
Fingers crossed we don't get too many classic Who's, or if we do, that they're not too much of a deep dive. But again, you'll hear a little countdown and then the bleep for the start of the round. So, Alex, are you ready for your general knowledge round?
Oh, as I'll ever be.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Who brought robot spiders to Platform 1 as gifts in The End of the World?
I don't know.
Okay. Who was the longest serving showrunner of classic Doctor Who?
Also don't know.
Okay. On Satellite 5, how much spending credit did the Ninth Doctor give Adam?
No.
Nope. Who played Romana 2 in the classic series?
But, it was Rachel something, I think.
It's Lala Ward. So, what were Peter Capaldi's first words in Doctor Who?
As the Doctor, or...?
No, just generally.
I don't know.
Okay, I'll take that as a pass. Which was the first episode set on Peladon?
No.
Okay. Why did the Fifth Doctor wear celery on his lapel?
Wasn't it something that if it turned purple, the air was poisoned?
Absolutely correct, yeah. What part of an Auton attacked the Doctor in Rose's home?
In what?
What part of an Auton attacked the Ninth Doctor in Rose's home? In Rose.
The arm.
Correct. What were the Sixth Doctor's last words?
Oh. Oh, I should know this. I've seen that regeneration. No, I don't know.
Pass, okay. What were the Doctor's 2 last words to Rose in Doomsday while on the beach?
I love.
It was just Rose Tyler. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
We learn that Amy has somewhat of a boyfriend named Rory. What is his profession?
She's a nurse.
He is, correct. In what classic serial do the Sontarans first appear?
It's not the Poison Sky. I don't know.
No, it's the Time Warrior.
Oh.
In which episode did Donna Noble first appear?
The Runaway Bride?
It was Doomsday. Oh, I got caught with that one. Who did the Absorbaloff disguise himself as? Ignore the timer.
Yeah, no, Victor something.
Oh, yeah. He's not coming. You're right. It's just, yeah. Victor Kennedy was the answer.
Oh, God.
Alex, at the end of that round, you scored 3 points for a total of 12.
I knew I wasn't going to do very well on that one.
Well, that wasn't too bad. But believe it or not, you've beaten Will, or one of Will's rounds anyway, so that's not too bad. And again, you've got 6 passes. I'll just quickly go through them for the audience and for argument's sake. The robot spiders were brought to Platform 1 by the adherents of the repeated meme. The longest-serving showrunner of classic Doctor Who was John Nathan Turner. The Ninth Doctor gave Adam unlimited credit on Satellite 5. Peter Capaldi's first words in Doctor Who were modern art.
I was thinking welcome.
The first episode set on Peladon was called The Curse of Peladon.
Oh, see, that was in my head, but I didn't know if it was an episode title.
Should have went for it. Never mind. And finally, the Sixth Doctor's last words were carrot juice. So,
Yeah, no, that's...
George, you would have got that, I guess.
No, Petty.
Well, so yeah, you put up a score of 12 points. So congratulations. It might be a winning score if you just take your seat, get up where you are on the bed, and we'll call George back up to the overly tall black leather chair that's not really here. There we go. So George, just for a quick chat, then what got you first involved in Doctor Who? I don't think we've ever asked you even on the podcast, have we? Really?
No, we haven't had this conversation. This is quite nice. I believe it or not, I didn't see series 1 like on broadcast day. I used to watch it on repeats on BBC Three,
Right.
mainly because my mum didn't want me to interrupt Strictly, and then so I'd watched it like casually, and then by series 2, I'd like the first one I really vividly remember watching is Rise of the Cybermen, Age of Steel.
Oh, cool.
Which probably in hindsight now not the best. And
I don't know. I think it's a good little intro episode. It's not terrible.
There's some questionable co-stars in it, and
well, yeah.
so like
true of everything really by now, isn't it? But yeah,
the less said about that, the better. The series 2 finale, I remember like being so invested, and then since then it just became obsession, buying all the crap at Toys R Us, making sure I watched every single episode of Confidential.
Nice.
And just filling my shelves with DVDs that I must one day move to a house that I will live in. There's so much crap.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll agree with you there. Bring back Doctor Who Confidential. It's a miss. I think we need it back. So yeah, and
if I'm elected showrunner in 2030, I shall bring it back.
Woo! I'll start the campaign now, George for showrunner. You can get Kylie back on the show somehow. We'll work out a way to bring her back.
She's going to be the Doctor.
Good luck.
That would be lovely. I would love that. But so yeah, just because I'm asking everybody, I'm assuming you're a fan of the whole show, classic and new as well.
Yeah, a classic. The first one I watched was The Five Doctors because I went to the Experience in 2011. So that's the first one I ever watched. That's pretty good. That's like a nice little Doctor Who movie. And then I just went from there, and now I can't move for all these bloody grey DVDs.
And just to put you on the spot, do you have a favourite classic and new episode that you would be?
Oh, classic. Not my classic one isn't because it's good. It's because it's at this point it's probably like a comfort watch because it's just so stupid.
Fine.
I love Horns of Nimon is fantastic.
You do talk a lot about that one, yeah.
I really wanted that to be my what I talked about on the podcast when I came on, but I was like, no, I'll do Torchwood.
Oh, that's a shame. We'll have to put it on the wheel next time if you're on.
Yep. And modern, I don't know if there's a lot of favourite episodes because I like the series more as a whole. Like my guilty series that I really love that not a lot of people do is Series 6 and God Complex, I'd say, if I had to pick one out of that.
Will Templar, who's editing this, just literally jumped up and punched the air because he's always defending Series 6, which I don't think is bad. I don't overly love the second half of the series, but
in terms of quality, it's not as good as Series 5. But for me, that's when Matt is at his best.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
That makes me happy because him, Karen, and Arthur are just fantastic.
I'm just going to assume that your favourite episode then is The Doctor's Wife because it's in Series 6 and I love that episode.
Yeah, Doctor's Wife, God Complex, Girl Who Waited. There's some gems in there.
Fair enough. Nice. So you know the drill. You've got a score of 8 at the moment. You're looking to score 12 points. Is what Alex has currently got on the board. So 4 points will tie it. 5 points will win it for you. And you know the drill. You know 2.5 minutes, as many questions as you can get.
Okay.
And you'll hear the little bleep when you're ready. So, are you ready?
Well, let's go. I don't want to get killed by carrot juice.
3, 2, 1. Which is the first Doctor Who story set entirely on the TARDIS?
Invasion of Time?
It's the Edge of Destruction. How did the Sycorax control a third of the Earth's population?
Blood control!
Correct, and a fantastic tenant impression. Who did John Lumick use to make his first Cybermen?
Homeless people.
Correct. That was a bit of a gimme, given what you've just told me, but there you go. Who said, "Leave the girl, it's the man I want"?
Rani.
Correct. Who were the Doctor's first 2 human companions?
Ian and Barbara.
Were their full names?
Oh, Ian Chesterton and Barbara. Oh, damn. Barbara Wright? I don't know.
Correct. Wow. You pulled that out of nowhere. Well done. Who was the title character in the first ever Doctor Who spin-off?
First ever Doctor Who spin-off? K9?
Correct. Which classic Doctor Who story takes place further in the future than any other?
Utopia.
Classic Who story.
Oh, classic. Horns of Nimon. I don't know.
It's Dragonfire. Who was the original showrunner of Doctor Who?
Verity Lambert.
Correct. What's the first classic episode title not to start with the word "the"?
Pass.
Okay. Who directed the first ever Doctor Who episode?
Waris Hussein.
Correct. What is the name of the first Doctor Who serial written by Terry Nation to not feature the Daleks?
No.
Pass?
In head full of stuff. We're going to need a bigger head. I don't know.
I'll take that as a pass. What's the first episode of New Who, basically 2005 to present, that is set on contemporary Earth but does not feature an alien threat?
Not featuring alien. Amy's Choice?
It's the Lazarus Experiment.
Oh,
yeah, sly on that.
Yes, human DNA, yeah. Damn it.
Next up. What is River Song's first spoken line to the Doctor in The Time of Angels?
Follow that ship?
It is correct. George, at the end of that round, believe it or not, you scored 8 points again.
God damn it.
You have a total of 16 points, so you have won by 4 points. Just to keep everything in check, I'll go over your passes. You had 2 passes, and they were the first classic episode title not to start with the word "the." Again, it was a rather sly question. It was literally the first episode, An Unearthly Child doesn't begin with the.
Oh, of course.
And the first, I think this was on the tip of your tongue again as well. You're going to kick yourself. The first serial by Terry Nation to not feature the Daleks was The Keys of Maris. So,
but damn it,
you knew that somewhere, didn't you?
It was literally like when I'm scrolling through in my head,
all the files open and just scrolling through.
Yeah, I'm in my mind palace, scrolling through Terry Nation scripts. Went right past that one.
Fair enough. Well, congratulations, George. You have actually won this episode with a slightly less competition. Fair enough. But I have been asking everyone, are you happy to come back to do the Champion of Champions episode to see who's going to take away the actual Doctor Who prize?
Yes, of course.
Awesome. You will be competing against Xander Grogan and Will Maddox. So I will get on to you all and ask you for new specialist subjects, because you have to pick ones that haven't been done yet, which is going to be a challenge. But thank you. Commiserations, Alex. You put up a brave fight. You were not at all
Your
far
Capaldi
behind.
knowledge was insane.
It was, yeah.
Thank you.
I don't remember anything before Twice Upon a Time.
And no, I appreciate you coming on, and I know you were nervous, so hugely thanks for helping me out and taking part. I hope you had a little bit of fun anyway, Alex. And
I did. It was great.
Awesome. And hopefully we'll have you on future podcasts and game shows and things anyway. So
I am mildly disappointed I did so badly on the second one, but that's all right.
I wouldn't say it was bad, and you're actually not the worst. There have been 2 worse players, is just all I'll say, and then you can listen back when the episodes are edited and put out and see who it is, so that I'm not just calling people names. But yeah, it was by no means the worst performance at all. So yeah, and again, congratulations, George. Are you going to take your non-existent trophy to your client Kylie Minogue and show her? Yeah.
Oh, it's heavy.
Oh no, I shouldn't have been on this side of the reactor. Well, I look forward to
capability.
Look forward to seeing you in the final, then in the Champion of Champions round, George. And thank you both for taking part. I'll let you get on with the rest of your evening.
Well, thanks very much.
No problem at all. Take care, guys. Thanks again.
Bye-bye.
Farewell.